So you can see what's happening behind me. Before I introduce you to my guests, this is exactly what you see. It is very rare to find livestock in urban centers of this magnitude. But you see, these people still practice their culture. They want to maintain it. Unfortunately, there are challenges that they go through. And I'm going to be interviewing Monica Yator, who works with PDNK, which is, what is the name of your organization?
Pastoralists Development of Kenya.
Yes, Pastoralists Development of Kenya. So they work with pastoralists from different parts of the country. So she will be helping us understand what pastoralists go through, and especially urban pastoralists, as you've seen. Unfortunately, the pastoralists here cannot graze their cows in this same environment, basically because of the nature of grass. Yeah, so they have to be taken every day for like 7 kilometers away from their homes to the airport. So you can see clearly there's a challenge. Yeah, and yeah, those are the things we want to understand from Monica, and we'll also be interacting with a young lady from this community. She's called Caro.
My name is Monica, an advocacy officer at Pastoralists Development of Kenya, passionate activist, human rights defender, and also someone who is serving more interest in pastoralism. Today we are exploring the pastoral communities who are living in the urban centers, who are living in Embakasi County and the border of Machakos, which is Mavoko. So, and there are so many issues that these pastoralists are going through, mostly environmental issues, grazing, finding grass because of the development that is going on in this area, and also the conflict that these pastoralists are facing with the private developers in this area, as well.
So we want to know what challenges the pastoralists in Nairobi go through.
Okay, most of the pastoralists in Nairobi, yani nachosema hivi, wanapitia shida mingi ya nyasi wakati wa kiangazi. Kunakuwa na ukosefu wa nyasi sana, sawa, shida sana ya nyasi, tena maji. Juu maji haya ni machafu. Sasa unapata saa zingine mifugo zao zinakufa ovyo juu ya mazingira ya uchafu sana. So mostly of them zinafanya hivyo.
So is it because weather ili change ama imekuanga hivyo all through?
I think so, ni weather. Weather ndio change.
So mumeishi hapa for how long?
I think now 7 years.
So ukiangalia about water, do you take a long time to go and fetching water, taking your kettle to get water, ama it's the same way it was 5 years ago?
Kulingana na wakati huu maji sasa kuna ukosefu sana juu kuna vinyo natupa ni uchafu kwa maji inachafuka, na tena maji penye sosi ya maji penye ilikuwa inatoka watu wanatumia na penye inatoka sasa inakatika watu kwenda kutafuta maji na take time.
Ama watu siku hizi wanahama sana wakitafuta nyasi.
Okay, watu wanahama kwa wakati huu sasa hakuna mvua imekatika sasa hivi. Watu wanahama wanaenda places to places kutafuta nyasi. Juu kuna venye unajua kukiwa na watu wengi nyasi zikanyangiwe zinaisha haraka. Sasa watu wanahama places to places kwenda kutafuta nyasi. Juu kuna kuwa dry sasa hivi watu wanakanyangia. Sasa inaharibika sana. Tena ng'ombe ni mingi. Sasa hakuna place yenye unaweza peleka ng'ombe zako special. So ni hadi upeleke pale mbalimbali, nyasi hapo zinaisha sasa.
Na ukilinganisha sasa nyinyi ni wafugaji wa town. Your pastoralists living within town. Is it more challenging kwenu ukicompare na wale watu wenye maybe wako Samburu, wako Baringo and other places?
Yes. Ni challenge sana cause wanya wako Samburu tuseme wako na mashamba makubwa, wanaweza fungua ng'ombe zao zikiingia. Sasa huku ni hauna penye unaweka ng'ombe, uko na tu place yenye unaishi. Huwezi weka ng'ombe ndani ya boma. So tunasifungulia zinaenda kutafuta nyasi popote kwa barabara, kando ya barabara hivyo. Ukipata pahali unazilisha hapo. Sasa wenye wako ushago wanaweza kuwa wanafungulia tu kwa mashamba zao, zinaenda kukula, hauna any problem. Maziwa zimereduce kabisa. Unaweza kamua ng'ombe upate 1 liter, na venye before ulikuwa unakamua upate 3 liter ng'ombe moja hivi. Sasa wakati huu unakamua unapata 1 liter Sasa shida inaleta shida ya maji, sasa ndio inaleta maziwa ziwe kidogo na nyasi. Sasa najua ng'ombe itashiba tena. Sasa ndio inaleta shida ya maziwa kidogo.
Monica, I think it would be good if you can give us an overview. What's happening? It is uncommon to find pastoralists in urban areas, but now that they are here, what are the challenges they are facing? Maybe you can give us just an overview.
I moved here in 2011, and the whole of this space was free, and I could see pastoralists roam around, graze around here. But now you see the pastoralists now have been pushed to the end. You can see them; they are now been pushed. Others are grazing at the airport. They have to ask for permission to graze at the field of the airport, and also at the field of the GSU field to graze their cattle. And the challenges this pastoralist is going through is, I think to me it's unique because most of them have originated from Kajiado, that is Kajiado County, Kitengela area, and they've moved to this place in search of pasture. We have young boys who are not going to school, who are grazing, so that's a challenge to education. As our president is saying, education is free, so it is not free to them because they cannot access education. Also the issues of veterinary services. You see these pastoralists, they don't access free veterinary services. If you look at other counties like West Pokot today, Professor Nyangapo today was giving out free veterinary service. Most of these livestock at times when they don't get fodder, they will eat these plastic bags. They'll go to the what do you call this dustbin areas to collect anything they can get. So you see these livestock get infected by diseases. Another challenge that is facing them is the land grabbing that is going on. So you see pastoralists now cannot graze freely, and you see there is a lot of mushrooming houses that is being constructed. So you see the space, the grazing space is now limited. So, and I think this pastoralists will definitely have to go back to Kajiado, of which Kajiado is already a developed area. So they'll be pushed to Tanzania border, because I'm very sure if they moved from Kajiado and they don't have title deeds, I'm sure those lands has been occupied by somebody else, or they go back to their relatives. So there is a big challenge on sustainable land and natural resource for pastoralists who are now in urban centers, because already you see the Manyata is growing. There are so many families coming up. So there is a problem now, because the youths who are growing out to be men, adults will want to marry, and there's no space, so they'll need to go back to their ancestral home.
You've lived here for like 9 years. So if you compare the situation 9 years ago and now, has it changed? Are more pastoralists taking up pastoralism? Are they embracing their culture as they were before? We've seen the Manyattas, they are not the way they were before. People are now moving from using the ordinary twigs, trees and mud to construct the houses, and now they're using iron sheets. So is it like their culture is being eroded? And two, is it, would you be in a position to say, because of the changing climate, the degraded environment, because of course the population pressure, that has changed their culture and led them to reduce the number of livestock they have now?
I think their culture has changed in a way, because when we were here in 2011, they used to have the Manyatta, but they didn't use grass. They were putting nylon, and then they cement it with the cow dung, and then the reeds, and they cement it. Mm-hmm. So nowadays you see they've changed to iron sheets. I think maybe because of the reeds now you cannot find the reeds. You can see the environment now is very bare. But when we came here, zebras used to live just up to the road. That's why it was called Zebra place, because there were so many zebras, there were so many hyenas. It was bush, and there were so many reeds. They could get reeds to build their homes, but now there are no reeds because of the population growth, and also the people who have moved in here and they bought land. So there's some change in environment here. And if we talk about their culture, as you see in the Manyatta, the women are still wearing their beads. They're still putting on their laces, the way they tie it, even the men. Maybe if I talk about tradition, the FGM have not had in that Manyata. I think they are protecting their girls, and maybe that that could be the part of the culture erosion, but that is what we want. So it is a culture change, but again, because the government is against FGM, I think it is to the advantage of these girls in the urban town. Yeah.
Environmental degradation also affects the productivity of the livestock. So you being a beneficiary of that community, in terms of you get your milk, for the last 9 years you get your milk from there. Have you heard them complain that maybe the amount of milk has reduced or not? How has it affected the milk production, the nutrition value?
At times of the year, there is a shortage of milk. I remember the lady who is my milk vendor told me now they can reduce from 2 liters to 1 liter. By then my daughter was still young. Then I had no option because the milk production was reduced. The reason being, she was telling me the cows are going too further. They go up to Katani, they go up to Joska, Kamulu to graze. So by the time they're coming, they're already tired. And also because of fodder, you see, if a cow is not fed up well, they cannot produce enough milk. So there's always shortage. And I attribute that to climate change and also the distances they move to look for pasture. And again, maybe because the livestock are not getting enough minerals. That's why they reduce the number of the amount of milk they produce.
So during this time, Monica, it looks like it's still green. Of course, it's a rainy season, so it means the animals are not going far. During hot or rather dry seasons, how long do these people take their animals in search of water? Do you think they spend a lot of time looking for water, looking for pasture? Here it's like they're just grazing on, grass. And normally pastoralists are used to taking the animals to the forests. So is there a forest around here that maybe they take the animals during dry seasons or not? And yeah, of course it's urban pastoralism, so the dynamics could be very different.
Caro, this is Ukambani is more of a semi-arid, and you see you can only see shrubs and pieces of grass, so they cannot get into forest because there's no forest here. So these pastoralists now, they keep those indigenous cattle, the zebu, which can withstand the resilience of the environment here. And you see that is why they even drive their livestock out to the airport, which is about 5 kilometers from here. They go to Joska. If you can zoom from here, they're far away and they have to come back to Manyata, which is about 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers. So this livestock breeds, they are called indigenous, and these are the livestock that are resilient to climate change and they can walk for long distance. When this river dries, they go to Ruai. There's another river in Ruai, so they go take water there. So you see, they keep this zebu type of breeds because of the climate area they live in. So it is an adaptation. It's another movement for them. It's a way of adapting to climate change. They can, if they don't find grass here, they move to Joska, they move to airport to look for grass. Yeah.